All right, I'm here on the field at Levi Stadium where you could see the very unusual deployment of a tarp. It's like we're in baseball right now before the game. Now, the 49ers did roll out a tarp at Levi Stadium before the NFC Championship game in January 2020 against the Packers, but that was during the week ahead of the game, not on game day. But we have this atmospheric river set to come down in the Bay Area. It's not raining too hard right now, but it's very windy. So as I give you this tour, you'll notice they got big John Deere tractors, not really visible right now, but I'll walk by them, that are there to weigh down the tarp. So I'm gonna flip around the camera so I can give you guys the walking tour of this area. So this is the visiting tunnel. This is where the Colts are gonna come out. Here you have the tractor. And we're gonna walk on through here to see the full setup along the sidelines. Now at this point there's Steve Young on the scoreboard. They're getting everything ready. At this point of pregame warm-ups, you normally already have all the equipment out. Coaches, headsets, everything else, but as you can tell, that's not out yet. Everything is covered. I think the equipment is in some of these boxes, but here you go. Here's one of the John Deere tractors literally on the field. I think that's pretty cool. I gotta get myself into the John Deere tractor. I like tractors, so. We got one on the field here, weighing down the tarp at Levi's. This is the 49ers sideline that I'm walking down. And where I'm standing right now, this is where the team is gonna be and where Shanahan's headset and everything's gonna be. Obviously, you don't have that right now. So we're gonna continue moving this way. We're gonna hit a second tractor. You're gonna see some wiring on the ground right there. This is the club level. Right behind us, the BNY Mentoring Club. Nothing going on there. And I'm gonna walk all the way to the 49ers tunnel entrance as we see these apocalyptic conditions at Levi's for 49ers-Colts here in just a little bit. So normally I'd give you guys a tour of the headsets and all the cool logistics that go into an NFL game, but today we get rain logistics. See, all the TV stuff is covered up in tarps so it doesn't get ruined. 49ers going to be wearing the throwback uniforms, the 55, 94 throwback uniforms again. Oh my God, they have dumbbells weighing down the tarps.
Plates.
Yeah, plates, yeah, right, not dumbbells. But they actually have weightlifting stuff to weigh down the tarps, which is pretty neat. I'm gonna have to take a picture of that. So the 49ers are not lifting today since they're using the plates on the field. Pretty crazy stuff here. So we're gonna continue moving as we power through here. No rain protection for me, but I like the water, I can handle it. Got a couple swims in an aquatic park this week while it was wet, but obviously the water's wet too. I mean, the dumbest question I ever get about swimming is, do you still swim when it rains? I'm like, well, I'm in the water. I'm submerged in the water. Of course I still swim when it rains. Okay, we're coming up here on the goalpost. Just a wild scene here. You can see the tarps behind me. That's the full field where the 49ers and Colts will be playing. Now they're calling it an atmospheric river, which is exactly what it sounds like. It means like it's gonna rain a river from the sky. And the worst of it's supposed to happen at 5 o'clock today, and that's when kickoff for Sunday Night Football between the 49ers and the Colts is going to be. It's also very windy, as you can tell by the weight plates and by all the tractors that are being used to hold down the tarp. And I think that wind is probably gonna affect game conditions even more than the rain. It's gonna be hard to pass today, and if this gets any worse, as it's expected to get worse, then you might see crazy stuff happening in the parking lot, like the porta potties blowing around. The porta potties are literally blowing around in the Levi Stadium parking lot, so probably best to just use the restroom once you get inside the stadium today. Traffic on 101 was like 45 miles an hour. It wasn't terrible, but you are driving through a lake. You get a free car wash if you drive to the game today down 101. All right, so we're gonna continue with our tour here. Just the goalpost, there they are getting ready for the audio on TV. And the come out of here. Not yet, but they're gonna come out of here and they're gonna see some weights. Pretty funny. All right, on to my game preview. You can watch the other videos to break down the matchup, but I think when you have conditions like the ones right behind me, you get the idea. It's less about the individual matchups and more about who guts it up, mans up, and goes out and wins their matchup and wins a football game. All these guys on both sides for the 49ers and the Colts are professionals. They all get paid a lot of money to play football. It's not easy to play in adverse conditions, but football is one of the games that remains played in such conditions. But it's going to come down to, I hate to say who wants it more, but it really is going to come down to who wants to play football today. You win the matchup against the guy on the other side, even though it's muddy, even though it's uncomfortable, even though it's windy. You make plays, you make tackles, you break tackles, whatever helps your team win. The team that does more of that's going to win this football game. A lot of times in perfect weather in the NFL, you can handicap things a little bit. Today, I don't think you handicap much stuff. This is a gut check kind of game. Both the 49ers and the Colts are going to see who's manlier, who can step up, who can get that win. And for the 49ers, it's so big because they're 2-3. You win this game, you're back up to 3-3, and you're fine for the final 11 games of the season. But if you lose, you're in a real hole. So we'll see if the 49ers can man up in today's gut check game in these crazy, crazy wet conditions with the tarp on the field at Levi Stadium. Everybody enjoy, follow along on Twitter, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I'll talk to you all soon. Take care.